Remember magazines? I used to do columns for Guitar Player back in the day. I did a few. I'm going to take you through one of my favorite ones, see if it still holds up. Suddenly Sequenced. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, Terrio back at you. Thank you for tuning in. I want to give everybody out there that gave me a like and subscribe over the past few months a big thank you. I was able to cross the 10K mark today, 10,000 subs. And thank you so much. I know it's small potatoes. You know, some of the big YouTube channels, some of those guys are actually my friends, and they have, 100,000 people, whatever. So it's small potatoes. But to me, it's exciting, and it lets me know that, for the short time I've been doing it, that it's resonating with some of you guys. And some of you, you like it. Some of you got mostly good comments. So anyway, I'm glad you like this stuff. More to come. I'm going to be going on tour the next month or two, but I'm going to take my camera. I'm going to keep the content going, keep it flowing. All right, let's talk about today. Back in the day when we had magazines, remember these magazines? Guitar Player was one of the best ones. I don't know if they're even still around. I think the print version is long gone, but great magazine. They got like thinner and thinner over the years. I did a few lessons for them to get hire guest columnists to come in, and I was a young, budding, ambitious guitar player. Used to send in things. Some of them would get used, some of them not, but I think I got about 5 or 6 of them I did for Guitar Player over the years in the early 2000s. This was one of the first ones I did called Suddenly Sequenced, and boy was it exciting to see yourself in the magazine, have your mug in there before the internet. So let's talk about this lesson. I think it still holds up. I went through it and played through some stuff just now, and I was like, it's pretty good. So let's see. First one sounds like this over A minor. So what I'm doing is I'm playing a 3-octave sequence, and it's based on an interval of a fourth that moves up in fifths. Oh my God, Shane, you lost me. Check it out like this. We start 3rd fret. Now you have the tab there for you, so I don't have to call out all the tab, but G to C. It's actually harder for me to call tab than notes. G to C, 3rd fret, 6th and 5th string. Now, those are the first 2 notes. Notice, it's not this. No, it's 2 distinct notes. Then we hammer on the D, 5th fret, 5th string. Then our pinky plays the 7th fret, 4th string, that's A. That is basically the whole thing almost. You just take this shape, fingers everything, move it up a 5th, 1 set of strings. So you get D, G, hammer on the A, E. We move it up another 5th. It's almost the same, but that pesky B string is tuned differently. That naughty string we have to adjust and play pinky 12th fret. So you get this. And it works as advertised over A minor. Sounds pretty good. I think I made a little note in there that it also works over E minor, C major. Let's try it over C major. C major 9. That's nice. Okay, example 2. This is a scale sequence in D minor, and it sounds like this. So what I'm doing is I'm playing this out of this D minor shape, but again, we've got our old friend, the pesky fourth there. All of these sequences have these fourths in them. First three notes, I'm using my first finger, the pad. You have to rotate the pad a little bit, tilt it. They're all on the 5th fret, but it's A, D, G. Not get those notes separate. Then I walk up the D minor scale, D, E, F. And then we do the same thing up an octave. And that's played like this. A, D, 7th fret, 4th string, 3rd string. The G, we use our middle finger. The same notes. And then we walk up the D minor scale. Same as this. So. Then we have a little position shift. We take our pinkies there on the F, 8th fret, 3rd string. We take our first finger and go to the 10th fret, 2nd string. So slowly, so in context, over D minor, put a little extortion on things. Now, the B part of that, the 2B example, is where I showed how you could take the second part and go up a half step. So instead of, it would be this. Ooh, hello, we're outside now. With a lick like this, a phrase like this, you don't even need the whole thing. You can learn the whole thing and then just use parts of it, you know. Let's go on to example 3. Over D minor, it sounds like this. So what that is I ripped that off from Nicholas Slonimsky's Thesaurus of Scales and Melodic Patterns, a very famous book. John Coltrane worked out of it for years. Frank Zappa was fascinated with Slonimsky. I think he invited him to his house a few times. Anywho, that's what that comes from. If you're an advanced student, you know a little bit about theory. The reason that sounds like that 3 major triads, and they're, would that be? Yeah, they're all a major third away from each other. Tuning. So let me show you slowly how I'm playing that, the fingerings. Pinky, 9th fret, 1st string. Pull off to the 8th to the C natural. Pull off to A. And then F, 6th fret, 2nd string. That is an F major triad with a little outside note. And then the next phrase would be A, first string, 5th fret. Hammer on with my pinky, 9th fret, 2nd string. Pull off, 6th fret, 2nd string. Index finger is C sharp, 6th fret, 3rd string. So, and then that's an A major triad. We start on the 6th fret, F natural, 2nd finger, pull off to 1st finger, play an A major triad. We start with our second finger, C sharp, pull off to 5th fret, F major triad. Start 7th fret, 4th string, pull off to the 6th fret, 4th string, 8th fret to 4th fret, 5th string. That's a C sharp major triad. So we get this kind of cool effect. And you can play the whole octave. Now, you notice in the magazine it says D flat augmented. I actually didn't write that. When I submitted, it was over a D minor. I heard it like this, like that Alan Holdsworth kind of effect over D minor. But some editor over there put D flat augmented. I guess it'd work over that. But I like it over this. So you're in D minor. It's a cool sound. It's that kind of sound. So there you go. Let's look at the last one over C, like a C sus. It sounds like this. This one's really tricky to play. This is ripped off from Michael Brecker. To me, the greatest saxophone player that ever lived. He smoked every solo I've ever heard him play. I learned a lot of stuff from analyzing Michael Brecker, transcribing. He's a big influence on my soloing. And this is a direct rip-off of one of his sequences. So the easiest way to show this is in the key of C, this shape, C major, but we're not going to play any major thirds. Again, we have those pesky fourths. So we start C to F. Remember, roll the pad. Hammer on to G, 10th fret. Then we're up an octave, pinky. 10th fret, 4th string. So just that right there is a cool shape. Very non-guitar. But the whole sequence is this. So you see how it's moving up? And we start on F, hammer on a G, octave, D, G. Middle finger, 8th fret, 2nd string. That's part 1. Wherever possible, use a hammer on. I don't really have a specific way I do it. I just kind of, sometimes I alternate pick it. Then we descend back up to D. So confusing to teach this one, but you have the tab. So as advertised, it says this one works over C sus. Let's try a C, add a C2 or whatever that is. It's a cool sound. Since there's no third, you might be able to get away in some different keys. Let's try A minor. That's kind of cool. Now you don't always have to play it like, fast the way I'm doing it. You could just isolate a certain phrase. That one is probably the trickiest one, but hopefully this got you literally out of the box, because these are a little tricky. So it's interesting to go back 20 years and see what was happening long before the internets. But here we are, and I'm bringing it to you a second time. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this, hit like, subscribe, help me continue building the channel. We're just getting started. I'll see you soon. Terrio out.